And we are live! Hi everyone! Hi Void. Maybe I need a slower start of the day anyway. Why am I always so busy? Why didn't I make any time for myself? Why do I get addicted on just stressful bloody palace runs? But yeah, I wonder. Just... Will anybody ever ask questions about this? I won't even remember that I did this like a month later, but... No, don't. If anybody comes by, they're gonna be so confused. Oh my gosh. No one will spot me ever. Huh? Huh? No. All by my lonesome. I can do whatever I want. I mean, people will watch this later on YouTube, so not that much different. So, yeah. I'll just get back up again. And... yeah, let's get ready for some gaming. Because I want to do some gaming. I want to do some reading. Okay. There we go. I guess people don't want to spoil themselves. Because this is very spoiler heavy, the next case we're gonna do. So... yeah, I don't blame people for not stopping by on this for this one. But yeah, I want to do it anyway. Don't yawn during the stream, Mia. Okay. Okay, let's go. Turnabout Reminiscence. Let's see what this brings. Episode 4. We're already done. Almost done. Kay Faraday. Young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier! Oh my gosh. The old courts. Oh. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. Okay. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. I asked the defendant, blah blah blah. Don't you get it? I know the true identity of Yatagarasu. Really? Who is it? The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it! You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy! What? Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly what I... Mr. Rel, I think we've heard just about enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me! I'm telling the truth! You've gotta believe me! Oh... interesting. Hello, Judge. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Oh my gosh. I'm happy I get to voice the judge again. Oh, we even wear the clothes he wore in his youth. Oh my gosh. But the prosecutor was called Mr. Fair. Bradworth, yes! He is here! Hi Navsy, welcome to the stream. It is time! September 10th, 3:20 p.m. District Court's the 3rd floor lobby. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. Oh! He is the replacement prosecutor! And so it is, and my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Mr. Faraday. Edgeworth. He's back! The devil is back! Oh god! Sir. Oh my god! The devil has returned. Oh god, how did I voice him again? I only voiced him once. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is just about complete. The man has looked like that from his 20s. Yeah, I mean... with all the lying and cheating he does not get enough sleep. And you can see just all the stress wrinkles. Not me. I'm as smooth as butter. Ah, that's dumb. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. You played a Hatsune Miku game? What? And that concludes in me getting just... stop the cap. The crap? I mean, a Hatsune Miku game is very relaxing for me. I'm having fun while I play it. Cap, okay. Oh well. Sure. Yeah, you just gotta find a way to, yeah, not make it stressful, you know? And just have a good skincare routine. That's also a very big part of it. Hi Nehru, welcome to the stream. Good news, we have emotes if you want to try them out before you leave. So go ahead. Also, Wayne gave you a sub as a gift, so enjoy the sub emotes as well. Having fun in video games? Never. Yeah, never. Anyway. Oh, thanks. Okay. We need to play the video game. I am honored and proud. Oh, hi, Wingin! Welcome to the stream. Look at all the emotes, indeed. Made them by hand as well, so... Having not somehow managed to finish investigation myself, so I really am just saying hello. Yeah. No worries, Nehru. Thank you for stopping by anyway and saying hi. Anyway, we need to voice this man again. Nice emotes, good work. Thank you. Anyway. Okay. As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. Oh no. Does he have the theme? That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Okay, do we get to talk to him more? Be right back in 30? Yeah, no worries. Take your time. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had to call to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bern Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday's such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Wait a freaking second. That does sound like the Yatagarasu. Those who cannot be brought to court. That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Ashworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven. Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. Yeah, the smirk on your face. In place of the accused, Prosecutor Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. You can just see the art that just the smirks are more genuine. Just, like, less experience in them somehow. Very good. I secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Wow, an hour. Thank you, mentor. Show them all the power of Von Karma. Today's trial. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. I haven't. Well, then explain the case to me. Thank you. I want to see if you really know what you are talking about. Understood? Okay. Okay. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodopian embassy. Kodopian. Nice. Okay. The victim, Mr. Dead. Really, Ace Attorney? Dead man? Oh my god. That's so dumb. The victim, Mr. Dead Man, was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Macrell, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Out of all the silly names in these games, that might just be the silliest. I have a feeling just because of that name, you'll be completely irrelevant to the case. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu. Ah! How did that song go again? Will the real Yatagarasu please stand up? Ugh. But he did not kill Dead Man. But I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could clearly be seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to. By the real Yatagarasu, Byrne Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to be simply the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. KG? Uh-oh. The second KG-8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. And of course you know about it, because you constantly sneak into the detective files room. You constantly sneak in there to steal evidence, huh? So you already know where all the important files are. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Second KG-8 incident. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. Reference materials regarding the KG-8 incident, I received it from my mentor. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. Oh, you! The man that was arrested last case. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested. For something he didn't do. Under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group. And the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Oh no. Wasn't a Kodopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes. A Kodopian by the name of Manny Kochin was the suspect. Okay. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. He was found non-guilty. Lack of evidence? Ha! If only I was in charge of the case, I would have thrown him in jail by my own hands. I didn't even need the courts. I will just pick the man up and throw him behind bars myself. Isn't that illegal, Von Karma? No, for I am the law. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. Even by making up fake evidence. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated. He is obsessed with his win record. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Offenses are occurring almost exactly the same as I did in the KG-8 incident. So that's why it is being called the second KG-8 incident? Yes. Yet there is one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief, Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu? I better find out more. Oh. Also, this is the first time Edgeworth hears of Yatagarasu. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely, to steal secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting a top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. That sounds very suspicious. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at her! She's so cute! What is it, little girl?
You're scary, mister.
Good job, Kay! You can recognize the monster in front of you. Did you need something?
I want to trade these coins with you.
A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. It looks like you've exactly $1. Like, this is what you want?
Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
Aw, she's so cute! But that shall be here to watch the trial. No. No, that's Burn Faraday's daughter, I think. How disrespectful. How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Says the guy who... I'm gonna stop making these jokes, but you are very hypocritical, Von Karma. Oh, that was a door. Oh, Edgeworth, trading 1-to-1 isn't profitable. You've got to be more clever than that. Yeah, at least give her just 50 cents. Says the guy who hid a bullet in his arm. Yeah, that was what I was saying. Objection. Welcome to the stream. How come I'm so hypocritical? It's like, who has respect for the courts anymore? You, not you. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why, you? Do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It is no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. Oh, yeah, just claim ignorance if you get something wrong. Good strategy there, Edgeworth. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. But wasn't Edgeworth's first case against Mia, not against that other woman? Oh my gosh. Look at the courthouse in its entirety! So high definition, too. Oh my god. I might be able to do something with this if I can find this online. Look at this. Oh my god, they're already standing at the ready. 30 minutes later. Edgeworth is copying the pose! Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where's Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Poor Bailiff. The judge! He has feet! He can walk! He moves! He's an actual person in the space and not just a head behind the courtroom. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was amazing. That was legendary. He was actually able to move. Okay. The judge. Ah, you must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. Oh my god, he even has a side profile. I hear this will be your first try. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? Huh? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However, yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs! Uh-oh. That will be me, Judge. Sorry, this case happens on my birthday. If this is really your birthday, happy birthday. But... Oh my god, it's Gumshoe! With his beige coats! Oh my gosh, this really is the past. Silence. There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Says the guy who yells 24/7. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Oh, no. Please, wait. You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2. It's the Faraday and the defendant. Oh, I see. This trial was permanently suspended. No, it said it was September 10 in the game, and that's my birthday. Oh, really? We missed your birthday, Wigan? Seriously? Sorry. Well, happy late birthday. It is September 15th, so... yeah, we missed your birthday by 5 days. Okay. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor! What? 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 Oh my god. September 10, District Court, the hallway. Run, Edgeworth, run! Thanks, I've gotten to the age when I miss my own birthday, so no worries. Yeah. I sometimes forget my own birthday too sometimes. Stay back. I like how you two are just like... You have the same dress code and I like it. You guys are clearly partners. Stay back. Ugh. No one's allowed in the crime scene. Period. Ugh, this guy must have the deepest voice and I can't pull that off. This looks like the most stereotypical detective in like a noir novel. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. Isn't she Mr. Rell's defense attorney? Hey, you! They're running in the hallway, pal! Says the guy running after me. And who are you to tell me what to do? Is this the case where they first met? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Civil discourse? Ants! The sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. Looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. Ah! My eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the bare barred window. As a student of Von Karma, I refuse to back down. What? Edward, what? I won? What? What kind of weird training do you get by Edward? What? That's so weird. Edward, are you okay? Clearly not, but he's being mentored by Von Karma. And you are? Who, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Ugh. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I mean, Edgeworth didn't age a lot, but... I mean, how old is he now? I don't think I know his correct age, but... He was like around 24, I think. So, he's 17 or 18 now? Huh. Yeah. I've told you my name. Now would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait. Maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. Yes, pinch yourself. This detective is entirely too excited to be at the murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Yeah, he didn't have Phoenix yet to humble him. Well, anyway, Detective Bat is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defend lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kind of froze. You're a detective, and a measly gunshot scared you that much. Then again, I can only claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range. Then Detective Bat came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Okay, we have his testimony. He didn't hear signs of a struggle. Detective. Don't back down, Edgeworth. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So, how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've Got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? Edgeworth, you are almost an adult, but... Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two? About how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? What? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that? This man has experience. You can see that from miles away. He knows how to mess with people. Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Mackerel, was shot and killed. He was found, holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. Ah. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy is really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides are my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. Ah, so you are colleagues with Faraday. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu or not. Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. I like how sassy he is. Son? I'm not your son, Pops. Okay. You. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. Ah, I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. She's not taking him seriously. Do not take me for some naive novice. So you student of Von Karma. Shut up. This clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Thanks for the great laugh. But try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. I'm just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, you were about to go head-to-head in court. Ah, but of course. I have heard much about you, Miss Yu. But of course. I have heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? Ugh, what's so funny? It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Miss Yu! There's someone here who wishes to see you. Okay, can you take Detective Bad with you? Who is it? A Cadopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Kocha. Uh-oh. What? What's going on? Detective Bad and Misuse Moose just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Kochan... I'll be right there. There he is! It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Oh, Manfred just charges back in. Bad. Von Karma. It's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bat, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where the detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Bad. The man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. My guy, he's dead. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma. I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Okay, I like this guy. He's more respectful. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
Objection!
I remember that. Oh my god! She's so small. He's so young. Oh my god! Oh my god! How old are you now, Francisca? Like around 13 or so? Oh my god! Oh my god! Papa! How can you place him in charge? Francisca, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation. What else? This is I can't speak. She's so cute. Francisca von Karma. So she's here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and a student of his, who's also a junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me? And don't you forget it! I need to voice her a bit younger. Like, just a bit of the youth in there. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Ha! If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be the one? Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. That's just like Francisca. She has no problem badmouthing someone right in front of them. Bad. Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. Okay, actually, I hate to say this, but I kind of respect Von Karma for placing that much trust in his daughter. That he knows she's capable. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Ha! This is a perfect opportunity for him to work on their prosecutorial skills. The crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Brad. And I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Okay. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Francisca. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Ugh. Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. She already had the whip! Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Von Karma just yelled at him for like 5 minutes. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. It's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a more arduous task. Oh, no! That looks not good. They really were in this kerfuffle with each other. 4:15 p.m. Defendant lobby number 2. Okay. The victim fell first, and then the prosecutor. Is this the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Francisca, you are the biological daughter. You have the Von Karma name by default. 2 idiots. Yeah, these two are just too full of pride. A competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. And ego. Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Ego and bratty. Yeah, these two are just still kids. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine. Whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Ha! Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and quickly present it like the professional I am. Compete to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Oh, hi, detective. You kids over there. Kid? Say foolish one more time. Ha! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. For being that tall. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy. You're going to watch over these two. That's the goat. I agree. He is really cool. But the deep voice I have to make for him, oh my gosh, like all back, it just kills my throat. Yes, sir, Detective Bat, sir. Now, do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You better not get in your way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. You prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? 13 and he calls him Scruffy. That makes sense. Alright. That's why it's such a, like, a cutesy nickname, you know, Scruffy. That's like something a child should come up with. Francisca would whip me if I called her a child, but I mean, look at her. She's a head smaller than Edgeworth. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great, not even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you're going to call me Prosecutor Boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Begin investigation. Peaked at 13 and never aged after that. Yeah. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could have been a piece of evidence that had to be presented. But then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if... It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in on the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Huh. Maybe you've got a brain there after all, kid. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Yes! Even when you grow up and he walks past you like 7 years later, it's like, oh, that kid. Nice to see you again, kid. And it's like, ah! It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence so as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. Yeah! Like, because the Von Karma really suspects every piece of evidence and not just makes up their own. There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Okay. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from out the hallway, you know? Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two of them? Okay. I mean, I can connect this, right? These are contradictory. There we go. Easy. There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. Take that back, you brat. What? It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there be another explanation as to how they got there? Be grateful Gumshoe is giving you a compliment. I mean, yeah. Edgeworth is just so full of ego. It's just... Accept the compliment. It's easier on the soul. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason. I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Please get that blood away from me, pal! Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on. Let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal. One of the bags strewn on floor lobby number 2 has Faraday's blood on it. A bag. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Do just not pay attention to anything you do. Ugh. Edgeworth, stop scolding the man. He's trying his best. This is his first day on the job. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ah! And way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. Can I inspect the bodies, please? Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! What was that outburst for? My detective instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose you won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. Okay. Well, I see the gun first. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping on the gun? I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. I feel like this man should never be in the presence of a gun. He should never have a gun in the first place. It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should just jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Okay, it was found in his hand. I see this very decorated knife. Looks like Mr. Rell died with the knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. Then he must have used it as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this in as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes about it. Okay. Now, the bodies themselves. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in the courthouse. Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Did you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah? Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. First he killed a Kodopian embassy staff member. Then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh? What makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So, yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Still, the dumbest name in Ace Attorney history. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition? Yep, do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all I don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Okay. Oh, we haven't seen everything yet. Oh, the bag, of course. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Oh, this is just a repeat of the same. Yeah, we just examined not everything. What? What didn't we see? I mean... Oh, I see. His hand is all black down here. See? I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Ink stain? An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen. A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? No, because feather pens are more expensive than your entire salary, Gumshoe. Mr. L's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. L's cause of death with his body position like that. Detective Bat, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are. I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it! Lobby. Yes, sir, we've taken enough photos of the crime scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay, of course. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir! Understood, sir! I'm kinda liking this mentor role Bat is taking for Gumshoe. Ah! I see a fountain pen. There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Bingo! Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bat is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Let's examine the wounds, too. There's a knife wound in his chest here, see? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding. Labby. Yes, sir! Verified no, sir! Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in the courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Oh, wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when the shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Okay. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Edgeworth, how dare you! Don't insult him! It's his first day on the job, just like you! Let's now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case. What a crazy way to go! Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. Yeah. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. But I also have... this! Bingo! That's blood from Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy! Detective Gumshoe! This man is doing overtime. This man is doing great work. I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. I always wanted to say that. Even if it was just one time in my life. If Mr. Faraday wrote his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume that he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. He is left-handed. Okay. Is that everything? I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles! And as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. A house plant! This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Ah! Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Ah! That was actually very cute. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rel. Looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would they be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first, before you bother me, boy? But now I've been downgraded to just boy. I haven't checked everything. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. L is holding. Yow! What's wrong, detective? My stomach starts to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? And the gun. Mr. Faraday is holding the gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. L got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer? Yes, sir! We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun! Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on the bullets when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it! Oh, of course I already knew all about that, pal! Maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy. Oh no, even when your mentor says it, it's so... Bergumshire. Come on, sir! Give me some slack, will you? So the bullet that was fired from his gun is what felled Mr. Rel. Anything else? No. That's it. Okay. A window. The window is open and... there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. Ugh! The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there were also iron bars on the windows? Okay. Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right? Leave Gumshoe alone, that's what he's doing his best. Yeah, he's too mean to him. I mean, in the previous cases, there was a certain amount of respect there. But this is the first time they meet each other, so... it's understandable, but just not as fun. They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, it's actually a contradiction that shows there's another possibility. No way, pal, really? I suppose I'll just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. Ah, we have to do something. The gun in his right hand. He's left-handed. Eureka! Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hands. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. Person of vile intent, who is serious about keeping the truth from us. Investigation complete! Heck yes. Okay. Okay. Now I have a feeling we have to debate theories with Francisca. Right now. Here's the autopsy report. Oh, thank you. They're sharing it with each other. It is probable that Mr. Rel survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendants. But the defendants fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Ha! Are you saying that because I just figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there's any contradiction to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Okay. Sibling face-off. Some things never change. Okay. Okay. Sorry for a bit of a long hydration pause. Okay. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rel survived for a short time. From this, it's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel. And Mr. Rel, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in your theory. Okay, so we have to press first, I think.
Hold it!
Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously? I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see? It's been documented, clear as day. Ugh.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rel before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no ends, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rel before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on, I see.
Hold it!
So you believe that the dying Mr. Rel stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Rel became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rel was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to that struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append that statement to your testimony. Fine. Let me see. Huh.
Hold it!
Claiming speculation as fact already. Don't you feel that the evidence is a bit lacking? You'll find all the evidence you need just by looking around this room. Mr. Faraday collapsed on top of Mr. Rel. In addition, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, making a counterattack impossible. Furthermore, the room is a total mess from their fight. There, I say, there's more evidence here that you could whip at. It looks like she's becoming more and more confident. And looking at this place, she might have a right to be. After all, everything here seems to support her theory. Looks like you're starting to see my point. I've as good as won her little competition. Something strange about Francisca's theory. Compare her claim with the data I've gathered thus far. What? Okay. Not the badge. Didn't hear signs of a struggle. Didn't hear signs of a... One sec. They struggled. Oh my gosh. This one. Gumshoe for the win.
Objection!
If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that it heard absolutely nothing. Ha! You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Is there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? Maybe... Something is off. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed. Oh, he fell first!
Take that!
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. Meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired a gun after that. Oh, that was the logic. Oops! Well, different logic, same conclusion. I'll take a half point. Oh, you got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it to you as simple as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid. This is their version of just siblings squabbling. I still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly. And the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. He fell on top of the victim. The order the bodies fell. Please? Oh my god. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then, the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. That's what I was thinking! No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems too strange, no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene is what we must solve is... No! Not so fast, Miles Edgeworth! What now? I simply think you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that it's even clearer now is that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. She's a stubborn one, alright. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. No, that's not true. Just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in the logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves her contradiction. Okay, rebuttal. What's the thing I need to press here? Because I don't see an obvious one. That's BS. That's those... They attacked each other at the same time. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rel while holding both the knife and revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rel grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rel wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Well, if you have any other ideas, just show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. Close range! The bodies don't have scorch marks!
Objection!
Yes! They don't have birthmarks. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Ugh, hands. Seriously. Why is it so difficult for you to stay stable? Sheesh. I really need to update to the better tracking. Because I can update to this tracking system. But I was too dumb to not upgrade before the stream. Whoops. Anyway. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes. The firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rel's clothes. Exactly. Therefore, Mr. Rel and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Ah! Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rel moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish lie, the foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool! If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked first with murderous intent. That would be... neither! Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person. Sorry. Sheesh. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. And set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth. That's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Oh, the plastic bags! Of course. If third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. I prove that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and I bear the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is a piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? Plastic bag.
Take that!
Gun in Mr. Faraday's hand, and the plastic bag with his blood on it. Oh, right! The fact that the gun was in someone else's hand. I thought... I just brought out the plastic bag because that one hasn't been in play yet. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground. Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Haha. Do you not see the possibility in this? As regarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on the person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Whoa! Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Ah! Okay, Francisca snapped. We beat her fair and square, sister. We beat you fair and square, sister. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Indeed. Yes.
Objection!
Whoa, that voice was low. Oh no, the judge! That rope is shorter than I thought it would be. The judge looks very mad. But look at his robes! Why don't they go up to his ankles? What the heck is up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? No, not again! What? What's the meaning of this? Ha! Judge is looking very angry. Ha! Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare! The detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain the last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes. I tell you. The judge is a witness? During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad. So I ask you, why would the detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who set this whole crime setup is that detective. Which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. Me? It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. Ugh. The whole time. Huh. Me? You said you. Whoops. Is that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now, spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir! Honest! I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
The judge. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Francisca would say otherwise, but... Don't talk, you clearly know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to check the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Wait. The motive for... Yeah, why did he kill them? Suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you've got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me! Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir! Is that a fact?
Objection!
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying! The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy. Because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. Oh, you're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Well, before we do that, I'm gonna disappear for a sec because my nose is horribly stuffy. It is bothering me so much. I'll be right back. One, two, three, and I appear once more. Oh my god. That was really necessary. Sorry for that. Gumshoe's motive. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed up by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale, as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nimwit." I have a feeling Edgeworth and Faraday could have gotten along very well. Unfortunately, the man is gone, so we will never know. A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Oh, you don't know Gumshoe at all. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can trust anything you say. Sir? There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misuse perfect explanation. May not be so perfect after all.
Hold it!
What was the... I, for one, think Gumshoe is guilty. It all makes perfect sense. That goofball, innocent, silly Billy act of him say it's fooling me. Oh, wing it, no! We know he's not guilty. I mean, we see him 7 years later. Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But there he was, totally beat red in the face. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? I'm completely innocent, I tell you. The poor man. Finally! Edward has some pity for the man. It was quite the scene with the detective.
Hold it!
Got a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you try to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe that's the reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. He totally did! Von Karma! You monster!
Hold it!
I call your explanation perfect. Aha! Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's not just up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. Always raise an objection! Alright, if you can clear this one thing up for me. No. Motive for killing Mr. Rell. Yeah! I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about this motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell. Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, and I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? But that's impossible. She must know something. Wait! Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. You didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away? Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight. Is that a record straight for being a fuck karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up! Yeah, she is getting annoying! We should both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Motive to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the 2 men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. What if that's really true? He said no one out there with a grudge against both men. I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. Oh. KG8. The second KG8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member and the 2 men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? I'm thinking of the man, Manny Cochin. Manny Cochin has a motive for killing the 2 of them. No, that's not true. KG8.
Objection!
Yes! That was way too easy. You gave me that one on the platter, Ashworth. Miss you, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was a suspect in the original KG8 incident, and a member of the Kodopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. Yes. He was there! He stood right there! That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Kodopian embassy staff, Mr. Rel. And the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well... I suppose he might have had a reason or 2. You cough it for me, pal! Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence. The perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it! You'll stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial. Or so I was told. Ah. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way! Come on, Detective Bad! You've gotta believe me, sir! I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir! Never took a single step into this room, sir! Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. If that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, I think he would at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty or the like. Yeah, he is hiding something. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Aww. Detective Bad. Aww. You are innocent, Gumshoe. I will prove it. Miles Edgeworth. I will go ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho ho ho. The judge just leaves. Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Ethiopian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that other serious face in front of me? If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. This woman is getting on my nerves. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to KG8 incident she is. Oh, CCU! Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident? Through the victim. Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. Victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Oh my gosh, this woman! Stop! Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help. This woman! I hate her. Can we put her in the graveyard? I mean, Halloween is fast approaching, and I'm running out of candidates to put in graves. Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once, and he was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Kochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then the evidence had been tampered with. Hey, Gumshoe, if you haven't already decided on your next victim, we got a suggestion for you. Miss Yu, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, if you... Let's just say Arachnid von Helsing has found her next target. Isn't just like a criminal to do something like that? Smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of his secretaries. They bailed Mr. Kochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Kochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured to just say hi and one other thing. Looks like he couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already! I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. When she talks about him, slapping him as he laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bat said. He's not related to the double murder. Asked around, and people in the gallery claim that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Oh my god, stop it! At first you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Yeah, we wouldn't want you getting wrinkles like Von Karma on his 25th birthday. Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Ugh. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. No. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all of the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. KG8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that detective, Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. Okay, we can actually continue from the beginning this time. Let's continue, shall we? Oh my god. What the freak? What is this man doing? Oh no. And this man. He's... What is this man doing in the corner? This is his way of like trying to take a nap without being noticed. Alright, Von Karma. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Cadopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead. The case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Ha! Looks like you have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. Ah, I see. I suppose it can be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become! That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus, right, sir? I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will now have you assigned to a different case. Papa! You'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh! A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Says the guy who killed this boy's father because he took a penalty to his record. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? You don't know, do you? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It will give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate a case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue. In court, your top priority is to win. And a solid investigation is one of the keys to win. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. He's already thinking about the murder he will pin Edgeworth on. Oh wait, I completely forgot that affiliates means I get to choose the video quality. Wait, really? Finally, I can go real old school with 160p. I can even read the text. Let's go. Wait, what? What? When I watch streams, I switch resolutions all the time. What? Is that not an automatic setting? I need to look into that because I know people who have like older computers and they don't run Twitch that well, and switching to lower resolutions helps with that. So yeah, I'll have to look into that if I can switch that off, because I am just a blob of pixels now. I'm returning home now. Ashworth, Francisco, see to it I'm not disturbed. Save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you go off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. You know, I don't have enough information yet. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved in the case. Gumshoe, are you still busy? It wasn't me, I tell you! I didn't do anything wrong! Yes, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? Nope, I think that's only for affiliates or above. For others, there's only the native quality. I will need to look into that, because otherwise... How did I switch resolutions when I'm not an affiliate? Oh! I completely misunderstood the sentence. No! Okay. What I was thinking was that a subscriber can change the resolution of the Twitch stream. But no! I am now an affiliate. So now all of my streams have different resolutions. So now everyone can watch in any resolution. Master Prosecutor right here. Okay. And I know you look very 160p to me. But that's just me. That's because you switched the resolutions there, pal. You can have me in HD quality, but no. No, I didn't. It used to be only 1080p, but that's so modern and new. I'm a 1080p fan. I mean, let's switch to 1080p. Or switch it manually. Sometimes, it does that automatically. That's why I like not being an affiliate. Yeah, but the temptation to earn money was too big, and I wanted to make emotes for everyone. I force everyone to be at 1080p. Yeah, no one can watch your stream like that. Well, I can watch your stream like that, no worries. Now that I have the upgraded PC, but on my laptops that was a different story. Anyway! I doubt I will get anything useful from the detective while he is this agitated. Hello, sir! Sir, nothing to report, sir! You don't say. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibilities for his actions on the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. You kind of feel sorry for him now. Miss you? Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Karma, and I am about to become the successor of the family name. About you? Guess this means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What the... Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. There's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. Terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Oh my god. Look at you, eyebrow scrunch with legs on your forehead. And that... to ask of you. Lady, what exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at the crime scene in law school. Oh, whew, I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in the fan lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. It's just making the point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. When she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Yeah, I don't like this woman. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday? I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime events. I see, he did mention that he's in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe you should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Oh my gosh, there's so much info. The claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during your recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting, I just assaulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and I assaulted him some more. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in the front lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG-8. I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras. But there's no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second! Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. I don't believe it. You're serious? Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. Don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Francisca? Be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or maybe sued by... There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Okay, that's something to laugh about. I give her this laugh, but that's the only one. Just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so, in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like about companies. Yatagarasu is a vigilante, steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. Should move on to speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Yeah, he's calmed down. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, it's you, pal! You're here! Ah! This is the first of many more whips to come. As am I. I don't think you're needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal! I swear on my honor as a detective! I really didn't! Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal? But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about, if you really are innocent, that is. That's right! Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, Detective. Motive for the murder. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bat the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the criminal affairs department. By the time I got down to criminal affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the exact same thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. I claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so? And from whom? A tiny school child at that. Yeah, she is still very small. Earlier around 3:20 from Detective Bat, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your wit, pal. So it was Detective Bat who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on the personage. Ah! Wait, you can't do that! There's nothing on any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bat, so, you know. What is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah! Hands off, pal! Just show it to us already! Ah! Bonus Dick Gumshoe. Annual bonus check within. $5! $5 for an annual bonus? The police stations are just so cheap. Yeah, hi Yikachu, have fun in Prague. Thanks for checking by as always, even when you're on the trip. Oh my gosh. The police department are total cheapskates. There's no check inside. You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. Oh, Gumshoe! You are just a homeless man. Oh, so that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. Oh, could you? So sad. Only $5. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. This is actually really sad. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait, since we became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I asked that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood! Please make it brief, sir. Okay. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is truth. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wait, I can walk through here? What? Oh, that's the courtroom. Okay. Testimony. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot under the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you're also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yep, not even a single man passed through that hall while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making your life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway. I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys. That's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Yeah, good idea. Okay. You! What are you doing? Ah! Did she just kick it right in the crotch? No! She did not just do that. That's a kick to his ego. He's just suffering on the floor as I laugh. What? Oh my god. Right in the jewels. And then... What the frick, Kay? Supposed to be a kick to the back, so goofy. But her leg didn't go that high. It looks like it went right through the nuts. Francisca, you just watched this happen. How could you not notice that was coming? Edward is just suffering. Wasn't that the child I exchanged money for earlier? Yeah, I saw that tweet you did.
Thanks, that's exactly what I needed.
I have to capture the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna check your tweets later. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. A Swiss roll. Courthouse special. Swiss rolls dropped by the mysterious young girl. Says courthouse special. It's okay, Ashworth. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need to of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Wait, courtroom. Is the judge here? No. Then let's go to the hallway. Let me through. Yes, I can go through now. Yay. Okay, he's taking the judge's statement. This man is checking the bottom of the vending machine. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. I still find it weird that the robe does not go to his ankles. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up.
That this man can walk is such a revolutionary thing.
Ah, you're that new prosecutor Miss Von Karma recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Master Von Karma's daughter, Francisca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended and
What did he say?
Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and Miss Jen... I bit my tongue!
Are you alright, Your Honor?
Please feel free to refer to me as just...
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh ho. Very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir.
Now about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'd like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that the detective's exact movements. Begin investigation.
Well, let's talk to the judge. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh. I had no idea you were chasing after me on my testimony.
Get the sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Sorry, Edgeworth, but most of your trials are gonna be run by this judge.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. And if you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can already see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom.
You already look 50.
Oh my god. When I was going into the restroom, that detective comes you, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines, buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I've just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho.
Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. No, he doesn't. Probably I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Ho ho ho. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy.
However, I hear they are known to hand down very fair verdicts.
Okay, vending machine.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks with various other foods.
Okay.
Just lovely. What would they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like those beef jerks. One packet for $9. But $9 for a packet of beef jerky! That's theme park prices. What the frick? This isn't a theme park courthouse. What? Why is everything so expensive? $6 for Swiss rolls? What? If that is $7 for
For a packet of milk, I am going to lose my mind. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. I'm going to sue the courthouse. This is price gouging! Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced. Thank you, Francisca. The lineup is simply awful. Period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Oh my god. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. Oh, I get the joke. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. Suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? Wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat now. They come in packs of 2 after all. Well, we're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we could pool our money and buy a pack together. Ah, that's sweet. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. I want to hear all the catchphrases. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants. Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious! Of course not. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of an orange juice may not be so bad. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne? Oh my god, no wonder they're so cheesy. Was that the joke I thought it was for the orange juice? Yes, it was. What a pathetic slogan. No precedent at all. If it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in our karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty, dog. I love how Miles and Francisca are just dissing all these slogans.
Objection!
Overruled. What? Please. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks, I see.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? Even the foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You acted so foolishly that I got through mad, and now I'm utterly famished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. Well, it sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Okay, we're done. We're done. I want to examine the ends again. Okay. What is this? What is this? Pink colored piece of trash made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. Ah! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in the rubbish bin. Ugh. That's the window. So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can see it. Why do restrooms have windows? At your height, I'm not surprised. He actually dissed the freaking height! Ugh. I guess short people have feelings too. Cactus. Ugh. What's the matter? I pricked myself with one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Really? Really, Ashworth? Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on exactly it is related. Crumbs with ants. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that detective! He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet there is a whole hill of them! What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective! Ugh. Perhaps you should add this to the deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. Look, and the sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolates from a Swiss roll. Ah. Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. Ah! It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean! Ah! Clean it up, Edgeworth. Handprint. The dirt on this bench smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Ah, so Gumshoe. Oh! Gumshoe was sitting on this bench eating his Swiss roll. But because of that, the judge couldn't see him because he was under the window. Ah, that's so dumb. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. Since that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. The Swiss roll crumbs and the vending machine, right? Give it to me. Yes! Okay. These bits of chocolate and cake. Could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6? Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside. The fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. Okay. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Ugh, how could he not have cleaned it up after himself? How utterly despicable. This was his lunch. Maybe even his dinner. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll. That creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Wait. He couldn't afford it? $6. Oh my god, it's only $5. Oh, and the little girl Kay asked for $1. They bought one together.
Eureka!
That's so cute. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't even have a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. The detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, yet he did. Question is, how? Gumshoe stole that little girl's money. I knew that guy was pure evil. Oh my god. The audacity for Gumshoe. Don't we have something else? Now that I think about it, didn't Kay have a balloon? This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a puffed balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That will be a logical conclusion, yes. Balloon piece. Okay. Now that we have that... Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. The Detective Noir music! Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire about Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detectives told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Francisca, I think you need to apologize. Ugh. I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. That detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad. Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. Okay. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Mel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all of that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway. Not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone to lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It must seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed Big Lug, who was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does. Little miss. I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore. And I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. He actually managed to dodge the whip! You wouldn't dare! Haha. Just joking. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave. Or we, about that. Is there anything else you should ask him about? The time. I mean, he said the time of the gunshot. The place he heard the gunshot.
Where were you when you heard the gunshot? Oh, he's... Yeah, he said that already. Oh, I'm so dumb. Exactly the same as what he said earlier when I asked. Now get out of here. You're going to get in the way. No, I'm not through questioning you just yet. Is there anything else I should ask him about? Situation. I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot. Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I have nothing else to add. Well, his testimony certainly corroborates with what Miss Yu said. Miles, you already asked him about that, remember? I suppose I should ask about something else. The time. Ugh. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Okay, we're done here. I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I get the sense that he's somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask you to cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Okay, we're done. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusion we've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay his honor a visit to correct his testimony. Are we going to cross-examine the judge? Oh my god. We are going to cross-examine the judge! Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a flawed karma. Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Method for Karma and Miss Genius Prosecutor successor to Method for Karma. You bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well. Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. Oh my gosh, we are just cross-examining the judge. I never thought I'd see the day. This is so much fun. I love this. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. Yeah, no. We know now what happened. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. The rebuttal. Yeah. We know exactly what happened. Judge just standing in the restroom looking at people walking by. That sounds more suspicious than most things in the game. Yeah. The handprints. He was sitting on a bench.
Objection!
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
You're gonna hear a lot like that in the future, Judge.
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well that's good. But who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge of the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty.
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then probably sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor on this bench. And Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
You are so dim-witted sometimes, Jashish. It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window.
She was gonna whip you for that if she's not in the judge's presence.
Nope, she's gonna whip you anyway.
Ow!
Anyway, she interviews her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then...
Seems that you have made a connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was to try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it.
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Ashworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if you overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might just not be a bad thing. The more info the better is in a perfect investigation, right? Ah! Oh my gosh, Judge.
I suppose it's possible that you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, it doesn't mean that the detective was sitting when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier, but probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
You cannot be serious, Your Honor! I think... Oh my god, no.
How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time?
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now.
Now that you mention it, right before we started the trial, he did talk about that. Yeah. Ah! Yeah, that was the balloon. Most critical point in this argument is when the judge looked in the hallway. Although that lines up with the gun was actually fired. Okay, fine, I'll do that first. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. If I jump the gun on the balloon, he will just call me... He will just call me a loon. Doesn't mean Detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes out till we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. But what were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. Alright, if you insist.
Hold it!
20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well, what did you do after that? Let's see, I had to make some preparations, so I rushed straight back to the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs. So I rushed back to the courtroom despite having just heard a gunshot. Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of an ice popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation than someone having a birthday party. But now that this has happened... I see. Thinking back, the judge did mention something to that effect when we reconvened. What does this prove? Oh, right before the trial.
Objection!
Yeah, there's a 15-minute time window. Your Honor, I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Egad! I've been overruled! Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von... Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you just listen to what we have to say? Why don't you bite your tongue on those preposterous names? See, you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Don't talk back to me, unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder of 4 to accomplish that. Ooh, this! Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot, loud and clear with my own ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before you were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day! Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot! The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. That piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what the gunshot the judge heard really was! Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. But balloon!
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier. Exactly. What is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court records. Even the sound! Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. No. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this?
Yes! That was a good effort on you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Here to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins.
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would put a balloon in a place like this? That's true, one doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
But there she was! I want to trade these coins with you!
That's it! That balloon that girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once to your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Oh no. That giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do. What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology.
Yes, you do. I'm happy you are willing to make up for it.
I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait.
There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whatever he just is now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission, and I find the perfect explanation to this case.
Okay. Oh yeah. Time for another interrogation. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge of that. And I'll be the judge of that.
Why could you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
My whip will object loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I got you, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case.
Okay. He's averting his eyes. He knows he's guilty. Ah, sheesh.
Well, I was on duty. I came down here to the courthouse on Detective Bat's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time.
On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. What exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh. Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me I didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2?
Get that Gumshoe me out, put him away for good.
Is that really what you wish to testify to the court to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we're all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Ouch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry and bring this insipid testimony to a close. You bought a freaking Swiss roll!
Objection!
I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things! The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench. Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around turning up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig! Ah! I promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? But the fact that they didn't move a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Ah! Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Yes! It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you get that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course not! I've got nothing else to hide!
Objection!
No. If only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it's true, pal! I swear there's nothing else! Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal! That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. Yet, according to you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Oh. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you I bought it by myself, pal! There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one else who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got to kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? Oh! The girl dropped the package.
Take that!
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you understand the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief! I would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves, you're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal! You've done it all wrong! I ate both of them! No. Watch out! Oh! He noticed that time! He learned! Good job! Why do you have it out for Edgewood's crotch so much, Kay? It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl! It would appear that they do know each other after all. The little gremlin that she is. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I a name, and it's Kay.
Okay, what?
Kay Faraday!
Faraday? You're perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter.
I'm not a you! I'm Kay!
Okay. Okay, you know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Yeah.
Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister!
Gummy? My guess is that you're sulky about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him.
Gummy didn't do anything wrong!
Okay. In a case, I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Rawr!
He's so cute! Now then, Kay. Shh! She's like a stray cat. I wonder if it should feed her something.
Here, have a Swiss roll.
Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Ooh, a Swiss roll!
It really belongs to you though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh no! Oh my. Your father, he's...
Don't just say another word, pal! She doesn't know yet! Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. Oh! But Daddy says he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay.
I'm not gonna cry! I'm not gonna... Cry!
It's alright, let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep into the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
Oh, you're right, sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this as handkerchief here and dry your little eyes?
Oh, that's so cute! Oh my god! She used the cravat as the freaking handkerchief now! Ah, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now, thanks. Ew, now it's stuck.
Okay, I'm going to be alright.
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
Hehehe, that's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Aww. Thank you very much, lady.
It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It appeared that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Kay, what kind of a person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So, to you a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. Aww.
A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay! So, I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is it with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero, too. Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends!
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy?
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, that's it. Oh, which means we now have confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during recess, is that right?
You can't be! I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister!
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with a good detective in private later. I knew Gumshoe was innocent. I'm so happy it all worked out in the end. Such a relief, yeah. Says the guy who said he was guilty the whole stream. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well... I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough. And I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks so much for doing that, mister.
Sure. You remember that? Oh man, yeah, I can see the shadowing. Let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm going to have to arrest you, pal. You never mind, you're the only one already under arrest.
Yow!
Since the Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's possibly drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
It just gives you the cravat! Daddy said never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
Never take things from a stranger, never go anywhere with a stranger. Alright, then I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me the next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Let me put the new one on.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe.
Uh-oh.
I believe it's now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Oh. Girl, I told you to stop being mean to Gummy.
Miles Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well...
Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, okay? Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why. So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From the simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why.
Oh
Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules, Kay. Be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me. Aww.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolish fool of a foolish reason for a fool! Ow! Gummy, you like me because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why. Gummy! At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess let's not be to you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me. With all the cash you had on you. Was $5 and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine was a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together. And bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? He's so good with kids, it's so cute. Indeed. Detective, I take it you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together. Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's just chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. That's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Aww! Wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me. Is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. Yeah, except for your pride. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Well then, I believe you have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection.
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. Oh my god. Stop! Getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and we'll have me here. What is your child doing here in the courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. No! How dare you! Miss Callisto, you! That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? Yeah, you go in the graveyard. 100%. I will see you next Halloween in the gravestone. You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, it's an opposite. It could only be the detective. He's the only one person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Ugh. I have no counter-argument to that. Wouldn't Kay have said us something about that? Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for this formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on the criminal, or you may regret what comes out of your negligence. Oh, Miles? I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Ha ha ha. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged on all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we've yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Oh boy. Shall we continue? I think we're gonna cross 4 hours if we continue. And I don't want that. Tourists back behind the KG8 incident. Is this last part long? Because I don't think I can... Yeah, no, I don't think I can make that. Besides, we can make up this one and then the first half of the last case. And then we can do the finale on the Sunday, which is good. I mean, most people come by on Sunday, I hope. I hope. Right, people? Are there people here? Not really. Only you and Navsy winging. I really need to stop checking if there are people in my chat. But yeah, I think I'm gonna say I'm done for today. We'll continue this afterwards. I mean, we got the best part already, so... I can't believe Kay canonically kicked Edward in the nuts. Best moment ever. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for coming by. It was very fun. Yeah. I don't know yet when I'm gonna stream next week. Because as usual, I'm very busy. Why is work so busy? But yeah. I will announce it on Twitter later. Or you can just see when I'm live. So, why is it only 24 hours in a day? Yeah, it's sad. And I really need to get back. I really need to go to bed early for work tomorrow. So, yeah, I will see you guys next week then. So yeah, as usual. Also, I will need to upload the third part of the stream. Yeah, I'll need to upload that. The 24 hours have passed, so yeah. I'll do that. I'll post that afterwards, so yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And I will see you next week. Keep an eye on Twitter for the exact day, so bye!